Ba-da-ba-dum, ba-da-ba-dum, ba-da-ba-dum. The creepy and the crawly.
Mysterious and spooky.
The Addams Family. Ba-ba-da. Does anybody even know all the words to that? I know it's something like a worm ear that will get stuck in your head and you'll be hearing the all day long. But for the life of me, I can't remember all the words until I hear somebody else singing it. And then I know the words, or I mumble something along the similar lines. Do you do that? Let me know. Let's jump into Netflix's new original series, Wednesday. Drops tomorrow. I'm very excited to talk about it. Non-spoilers, of course. Do leave me a like if you like this. Leave me a thumbs down. If you don't, leave me a comment if you have something good to mention about what you're excited about it, or when you see it, what was your favorite moments. Let's jump in. Wednesday follows Wednesday Addams' years as a student when she attempts to master her emerging psychic ability, thwart and solve the mystery that embroiled her parents. So Jenna Ortega obviously plays Wednesday Addams, and Gwendoline Christie plays Principal Larissa Weems. We have a cornucopia of other interesting cast members like Joe Sunday as Bianca, Emma Myers as Enid, Christina Ricci, who I won't mention who she is playing, and Tim Burton himself directs at least half of the season. So it's got his makeup throughout the entire 8 episodes of this first season. Okay, so my knowledge of the Addams Family comes from the 2 movies. I never watched any of the series. It wasn't something that I knew of, but the 2 films I hold dear to my heart as nostalgic films. It has been a while since I've seen them, if I'm honest, but I do love the idea of them. However, when I heard there was a Wednesday series coming, with it being directed mostly and created and produced by Tim Burton, the man himself, you can't help but get excited, especially as we started seeing how the sets were going to be designed, the creativity around it. Now, you can always be worried and kind of go in with an idea of, what is this going to mean for the lore? How they're going to approach it? What's the story going to be? Because this is not a movie. Thankfully, they've lent into the supernatural, which is something that I wasn't expecting, but it kind of makes sense. If you know the Addams Family, they are weird and they're quirky, but there are things that are supernatural about them. But the films never really kind of delve into that. It just is a thing. And talking about thing, he is my favorite character throughout the 8 episodes. He, she, I think it's he, the hand, the thing, is so animated, but so lifelike and so humanly characteristic of human interactions that a person has, but is a hand, is so flamboyant in nature that you understand what he's saying even when he's doing hand gestures and movements, or when he's sulking, or when he's angry, or when he's pouting. So wonderfully created. You can't but help to love his character, which I'm very grateful they spend so much time in his animation, the way he moves, the way he does things, and is very much a big part of the Wednesday storyline. And talking about Wednesday herself, Jenna Ortega is perfect for the role. The dialogue that she's given, she uses as a very straight-laced, delivering dialogue that is often quirky and dry in that human kind of way. So if she says something to you, she'll respond that is witty but also cutting and dry. She also comes across as someone that is on the autistic spectrum. She doesn't know how to deal with emotions very much. That's just as part of her makeup. Now, they never address that or say that she has that, but living with someone who has that in his family, in my family, then I know the traits. And not saying that it is, but it does seem like that could be the thing. How she deals with emotions and people can sometimes come across as very dry, or that she's not being very nice, but you understand her as the character, or that's how she's written. And I think Jenna Ortega plays it perfectly in a school that is very Harry Potter-ish, with a bit of Hotel Transylvania. You mesh those two together, and that's kind of what you have here. And then the story is about a monster and something that has happened with her parents in the past. She's coming from the legacy because her mother was at the school, her father was at the school, and so she has something to live up to, but is not really interested in following the norm. And the norm for these guys is very different as to what is from humans, never mind monsters. She is kind of set on going against the curve. That is what something she likes. So when something is scary, she goes against what is being scary. Not just because of the sake of it, because she is slightly rebelling. She's in her teenage years, but she's also trying to find her feet as to who she is, especially with her new manifesting power. That is all in the mystery of this series, which plays a big part of it. And it's quite nice that we have her kind of monologuing narration throughout the 8 episodes as she kind of takes us on the adventure. And I think that works really well to kind of keep us in pace with her mind as she is investigating and putting pieces together. We find a quirky band of friends that she finds that even in the bunch of, I guess the townspeople call them freaks, even in that group, she finds the outskirts of people there. A young nerdy kid that I instantly really liked and was rooting for. The guy that never gets the girl. You know, that kind of character she is drawn to and wants to help. And I like that. But the investigation nature of it, the mystery of it, is definitely what keeps me coming to each episode wanting to watch more. It's easily bingeable. I think you're going to be disappointed when it ends, but the mystery is definitely fun to watch. There isn't that much screen time with the parents like with Louis Guzman and Catherine Zeta-Jones. I did want more of them, but it isn't their show, it's Wednesday's show, so I totally understand that. And at times I do find that some of the characters are written a specific way for the sake of it, so that Wednesday's character can look like the hero or the antagonist, but really she is just Wednesday. She is her own thing. She doesn't fit any social norms or monster norms, and I like that they kind of delve into that. So with the quirky nature of the dialogue and the mystery, that in itself is exciting enough to kind of warrant kind of watching each episode. But then when you have Tim Burton's hand at the set and art direction and the cinematography, it comes alive. It has a presence. And that is where this series shines. Every set is magical to look at, wonderful, seeped like in deep mystery. You feel like every set you look at has a lore unto its own. Every character in this show, especially at the school, feels like they have their own story to tell. You don't necessarily need to know that story, but it's definitely there in their characters. You feel like if you spent 2 weeks with any other character on screen, especially at that school, you would find out a whole new mystery and there'd be another story to tell. It's rich in the tapestry that you kind of want to know everything that's going on. And that is so fun to watch, because every time you see a new character, they themselves are a monster in their own kind. And what makes a monster, that is all kind of the themes that's in it. So as we get to go in this mystery with Wednesday, we get involved with some of the world and some of the other creatures that are around at the school. You see little bits, but never are mentioned too much in the lore of it. You just kind of have to figure out who they are and what they do. That is a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this series. I really hope you guys enjoyed as well. Remember, don't do spoilers. This is a non-spoiler review. I'm going to give this 4 Nicolas Cages out of 5.
And you got one.
I feel like 4 Nicolas Cages out of 5 is very safe. But I didn't feel like this was perfect. There were a few little niggles. And then again, what is perfect? I think 4 is a very strong mark. So if anybody's coming back and going, oh, he didn't like it that much, he gave it 4, that's a safe mark. For me, 4 is very high. 4 Nicolas Cages is like some of the best Nicolas Cages movies. If you know my rating system, you'll know how I rate it. The description is there in the description of this video that you're watching. So let me know your thoughts down below. Are you excited? When you see it, let me know your favorite character other than Wednesday. I have a few. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.